guys, welcome to High Definition video recording of some Battlefield 3 multiplayer gameplay brought to you by Windshear. Want to change up a little bit this time, guys. I want to talk about video games in general. It's not just a game to me. Talk about the past, the present, where stuff's going, and in comparison to other YouTuber guys with huge channels and stuff, I'm actually going to give you some visual stimulation while I talk about that, providing you with Battlefield 3 clips, because let's face it, what better game is there right now than this game in terms of visual stimulation? Just try not to get too excited, guys. You're creeping me out, alright? But, you know how much I love this game, and I want to talk a little bit about my gaming history, and, I hear this thrown around a lot, it's just a game, blah, blah, blah. Okay, well, let's just start from the beginning, okay? I'm 30 years old. I've been playing since video games pretty much were invented, and it's just amazing today, now in the year 2012, to see how games have evolved to the levels they have now today. I'm just astonished a little bit more every year about how they've really improved this stuff. I mean, I started off with an Atari, which I was probably a little bit too young to remember that. I moved on to the Nintendo, and I remember, the Nintendo coming out, and you're like, wow, Super Mario, Zelda, I mean, that just kind of opened up the door, and, I moved on from there, having a Super Nintendo, got into the PC genre a little bit with, TIE Fighter and all the space simulators and Mech Warrior games, and then I moved on to the Nintendo 64. I got introduced pretty much to the real first-person shooter ever created, which was, if you ask me, GoldenEye. Some would argue that it was Doom, it was Wolfenstein. I played those too, but really I think what opened the door to everything was GoldenEye 007. You can't deny that was one of the best games ever made. And I was proud to say I was one of the first people that jumped on that game before it even got hyped up. And I saw what it was bringing to the table. I'm like, this is going to be the future, and I called it. So then I moved on to the PlayStation, the PS2, and of course the PS3. And right now, in my last video, I mentioned about the PS3 really being pushed to its limits, especially with this game graphically and games like Crysis 2. It frustrates me now that, with the technology out there right now, these gaming consoles really need to come out and accelerate the hardware, or at least allow you to expand the hardware on the consoles. I mean, why can't we do that? They kind of flirted with that idea back with the Nintendo 64. I don't know if you guys remember, but they had like a little graphics chip that you could insert into the Nintendo 64, and they even toyed around with a docking station, expand the memory and stuff. That never came about, but the little graphics card, I can't remember what it was called, but it worked really well with the Nintendo 64 with games like Turok and stuff, improving the graphics quality. But for right now, I mean, the PlayStation, the Xbox, were they like 5 years old? I mean, they really need to, I really hope they come out with a new console in 2012, because, I mean, the frame rate issues and screen tearing with this game, it really just is beyond the capabilities of the console at this point in time. So, shout out to all you PC fanboys out there. You got us with the hardware. I'm not going to argue with that. But there's a lot of other things I'll argue with about PC, guys. But, kind of back to the central topic here. That's kind of my gaming background. And I've played all the shooter games. That's pretty much all I play now. But, I played Call of Duty. I pretty much got back into first-person shooters later on in college, and started off with Call of Duty 4 and Modern Warfare, that is, and moved on to World at War and Modern Warfare 2, and then everybody knows what I think about Modern Warfare 3. I'm just kind of done now with the COD series, but I mean, I've literally played months, and I'm kind of embarrassed to say months I've played on these games. When I mean months, I mean months, like hours compiled into days, days compiled into weeks, into months. That's how long you can count. And unfortunately, a lot of these games, they keep track of how much time you play. So you're like, damn, have I really played that game that much? Yeah, unfortunately, have. But to me, I think it's a great way to spend your time. It really, I think, develops and keeps you sharp mentally. Even first-person shooters. I mean, just having to think on your feet on the fly, keep the reflexes up. I think it's a good thing. I really do. Some people criticize first-person shooters, saying they're just meaningless. That's not true. Great games, lots you can do and learn in them. And that's kind of where I want to get into the topic of this video, where I hear people just sit, kind of bashing video games. It's just a game, guys. It's just a game. I'm so sick of hearing that. All right, golf is just a game. Football is just a game. Basketball, you have a ball, you're running around, whatever. Granted, on a video game, I'm not running around, but hey, look how far these games have come, guys. I mean, we've gone from Nintendo basically to this. Now we have 3D games, we have motion detected games. I mean, what's the future gonna bring? I mean, the sky's the limit, really. And all you young guys out there, think about it. You're the future. You're gonna be the ones creating these games, and us old guys will be playing them. So you guys really know what you can do. I mean, you can program stuff. I mean, I'm not a computer guy, but it's just amazing what these kids can do nowadays on computers and creating this anything. I mean, again, the sky's the limit. But when it's just a game, like I say, I mean, you can say that about anything. Whether or not you want to take it to the next level and be competitive and be professional, that's completely up to you. And that's what professional ball players do. That's what professional sports players do. How is the video game industry any different nowadays? It exercises your mind. It engrosses me. When I play video games, and I play sports too, don't think I'm just some fat slob that sits around the couch. I go to the gym every day. I'm athletic, yes and that. But video games to me take it to a whole other level of life sometimes. The way I get stimulated when I play these games, and I'm on that, I'm getting that AC 130, or I'm getting that 20 kill streak. I mean, my heart rate's probably pounding more than anything I ever do physically. And, I'm sweating, my palms are sweaty, you're in it, you're gritting your teeth, and I'll admit, I'm guilty of it just like anybody else. I get probably a little too excited and probably pissed off when things don't go my way, and I just scream in the mic, and, I'll lose my composure. And I probably need to work on that a little bit, just like all of us have some maybe anger issues, but it's not that I'm mad or I hate the player, it's more that I'm mad at myself for failing and not achieving that level I expect of myself, which I guess is what you could say about yourself in life altogether. I mean, if you can get yourself involved and engrossed in whatever it is and treat that, to real life, I mean, that kind of tells you what kind of person you are. Given the industry I work for, I'm in the airline industry, we have a real competitive atmosphere whenever we're in training or whatever, amongst other peers. We're always competing and talking trash on each other, and that's just kind of, I guess, how video games translate to me so directly. But now that we have video games, again, going up to the next level, and you've seen my videos before about the Virgin Gaming offering a $1.6 million tournament to the winning Battlefield 3 team that engages in that tournament. They're announcing details for that sometime this year in 2012. I mean, Call of Duty just had a $1 million tournament offered to a little group of kids that played before Modern Warfare 3 launched. And you're seeing that more and more. I mean, you can get online now and you can go to MLG.com and get on basically tournaments and just play against other clans and win money and put money on the table. I mean, there's money to be made now with this, and of course, people like me that have YouTube channels and are somewhat successful can actually get compensated for posting videos like this that you're watching on YouTube. And this amazes me that I can play a video game, record it, post it on YouTube, and people want to watch that, and then I get paid for that with advertisements. Sure, I'll take that money, why not? I don't do it for the money, I just do it because it's fun and I enjoy making videos and kind of getting the word out there. I'm not a big social media guy, but to me this is kind of a way of participating in that. But the point I'm getting at here is that these are not just games anymore. This is almost, this is people's livelihood, this is a way of life, this is a way for people to vent after the long day's work, when the weather's bad or whatever, and you can't go out and play ball or whatever, and you can just boot up the video game console and have some fun. I mean, how many households now have video gaming consoles, whether it be a Nintendo Wii, an Xbox, a PlayStation 3? I mean, you're talking millions of households. I mean, and I don't know what percentage of people that have TVs have video game consoles, but I would argue it's very high percentage, and it's increasing every year. And the video game industry as itself, as a whole now, you're talking about a multi-billion, yes, B with a billion-dollar industry. I mean, that's up there with the NFL, baseball, hockey, all those major sporting events anymore, because this is such an accessible thing. And you know, you don't maybe have to invest all the money for equipment and, you know, getting teams together. I mean, video games are a lot more accessible in a lot of ways to the average teenager, kid, adult. And they basically, there's something for everybody with video games. Everybody can participate in what type of game you want, whether it be a fitness game, a shooter game, a role-playing game. You know, even my niece now, that's like 4 years old, is playing video games. It's just, you know, just amazing what video games can do for society nowadays. And a lot of times they get a bad rap from, I guess, the eggheads out there that just don't know what they're talking about. But a lot of studies out about how video games have a detrimental effect to child growth development. Let me tell you right now, people, and any adults, I can't imagine they would be watching this, but I mean, I think video games are instrumental in my development as an adult from a child. They were the fundamental core of me developing the hand-eye coordination skills that I use today as a pilot. To me, it was second nature to hop in a full-on simulator, multi-million-dollar simulator that reflects the actual cockpit of an airplane. Hop in there and, you know, understand how stuff works, and it's all computers in front of you, and how to be intuitive with that. And to me, I think that my core exposure as a child to video games and watching that developed me in turn. And I credit a lot of my success today to video games. So don't think you're just wasting your time playing these games, guys. You know, they have a lot to offer. Expand your horizons, play whatever you like. Don't be pressured to, you know, stick with one type of game. I mean, that's pretty much all I do now, but I mean, as a kid, I was playing everything out there. I mean, I really loved flight simulators. I loved shooter games. I loved RPG games. I mean, I just loved them all. But undeniable today, the effect that games have in our society, and I think it's a good thing, guys. Definitely more than just games. They develop you in more ways than you even know, and just provide a release for you in a lot of ways too. I know this is a tough world out there sometimes, and, you know, whether or not you're having troubles at school or with your family or at work. I don't know how many times I'll go out and talk to my neighbor, you know, him and I just had a crap day at work, and we're just hating life. We're like, yeah, you can be on a few minutes? Yeah, man, I'll be up there. And yeah, we're booting up Modern Warfare 2 or something, man. And you know, you just kind of lose it there for a little while and just forget about it all. And yeah, you get worked up playing that game. And sometimes we think we get a little too worked up with our blood pressure and stuff. But, you know, again, I argue it's a good thing. Anything that you can do to kind of stimulate your senses and give your mind something to do, because I'm just not one of those guys to sit down and read a book, you know. And you know, I like being online, talking to people, and talking trash, and being competitive, and engaging in tournaments. And, you know, like I say, I tend to get a little more involved than most people, because I think I got a little more into it. And obviously, this is how I'm trying to create quality videos, and you know how I get killed in the middle of a kill streak, it doesn't really help my video that much. So I get a little more riled up than most people if things don't go my way. But again, that's all good. That's all part of the game, guys. And just remember that a lot of times in life, things have more of impact on you than you realize at the time. And then later on in life, you may have time to reflect on that and think, wow, that really was something that was important to me, or I should have paid more attention to that, or you know, I regret maybe not involving myself more in certain things. So keep your mind open in the future, guys. Always try new things, and keep gaming on. You know, I'm sure 2012 is going to be great. Hopefully they come out with a new PlayStation, some new gaming consoles, improve the, you know, improve future gaming. That's about all I got, guys. Thanks for watching. Please subscribe if you like what you're watching and like the video. And again, I'm heading out on vacation here pretty soon, but I'll have more videos when I come back. Thanks for watching again.